you will easily understand how systematically this knowledge is present in the Vedic literature. So Thomas Huxley says, there is one thing in this universe which is neither matter nor force. He says it is consciousness. I'll tell you a simple example. Say I have a mobile in which I keep alarm clock. Someday I did not switch off the alarm and say I go to the washroom to take a bath. The alarm will keep on ringing. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Every 5 minutes it will keep on giving me, indication that I should get up. Because it is a dead machine. The machine has no consciousness. Imagine if one of my friends is sleeping next to me and I tell him, get me up at 3:30 in the morning. I get up at 3:20 and I go to take a bath. 3:30 he will check, I am not there. So he will understand that I have gotten up. And he will not be again and again telling me, get up, get up, get up. But the machine keeps saying, get up, get up, get up, because machine is dead. It doesn't have any knowledge. So there are two things in this world, Jada and Chetan. Chetan means you are conscious. This table is Jada. It has no consciousness. Like all of you are sitting on a chair. You are conscious, chair is not. If chair is conscious, chair will shout at you, hey, why are you sitting on my top? Because chair is not conscious. It is dead matter. So one should know the difference between the two. You are Chetan, Atma, and the chair is a Jada Padarth, Jada Vastu. Like aeroplane can be in an airport for 1 million years, it will not budge an inch. Unless a pilot gets into the cockpit and then it takes off after that. So a living personality has to get into the plane, only then it will fly. That's the thing he's saying.
Atma, Jada, and Sanskritamlo Atma antaremo marchina.
Phases of life, from childhood to youth to old age and death. So what comes after death? So in the Gita, Lord Krishna says this, that one should know the difference between these three things, body, mind and soul. What you see in the mirror is your body. Inside your gross body made of Panchamahabhut, there's a subtle body, which you call the mind, manas. Then inside that there is soul, which is the real you, the yellow one. So Lord Krishna says that the yellow one which I have shown you here, soul, Atma, he never dies. He is a resident of the body. When you leave this body, you accept another body, just like you all are wearing one dress today. Tomorrow you will wear another dress. The dress is changing, you are the same person. So the Atma is a resident. Now why do you need to know this? Because in the subsequent slides I am going to tell you about the mind. Mind is the covering over the Atma. And then over the mind there is body, Sharir. The mind is the one which is creating all the trouble for you. And if you can know what to do with the mind, you can actually gain control over the mind and you can dictate the mind to behave in a proper manner. You can train the mind, educate the mind, empower the mind and not degrade with your mind. Uddharetatmanatmanam atmanam avasadaye atmaiva hi atmano bandhur atmaiva ripuratmanah. Krishna says that elevate yourself with the mind, don't degrade with the mind. So like here you see, the soul is different from the body, the real you never die. Just like we say, energy is neither created nor destroyed. Energy disappearing in one form, reappears in another form without any loss or gain. The law of conservation of energy, you say. Similarly, the Atma is the soul. He is never destroyed. But he cannot be cut by scissor. He can't be burned by fire. He can't be moistened by water. He cannot be wetted by water. All that is said in the Gita. So now, you see this mechanism, most important thing here. There is intelligence, there is mind, and there are senses. You know these 5 senses. These are the senses which you get the stimuli from the external world, eyes, nose, tongue, ears and skin. We call it as Jnanendriya. You get the jnana, knowledge through this, and you give it to the mind. Look at this hand. It has 5 fingers. Shrotram, Chakshu, Sparshanam, Rasanam, Granam, Evacha, Adhishtam. And these 5 senses are supplying input to the mind. And mind is the storehouse of all these thoughts which you have given input, unfulfilled desires, previous experiences and everything. Like for example, sometimes you see a dog, you are afraid because your previous experience of seeing somebody getting bitten by a dog. So you have that experience. Or you have eaten a gulab jamun, you know it is very tasty. So you have that previous experience. Similarly, you have some unfulfilled desire. So you have a desire that I want to go to West, I want to become an entrepreneur. You have many desires stored in your mind. This is called unfulfilled desires. And in this way, mind is like a hard disk where you store all the softwares. And the intelligence is like a CPU. Central processing unit, what does it do? It gives decisions. So intelligence decides, and the mind consults the intelligence, and then the senses act. Now let us see one more example, it will become very clear for you. You see the yellow band I have shown you, that is like the soul, the real you. And the red one I have shown you is like the mind, over the soul. The mind has got many acquired bad qualities. Just like when the rainwater is pure, when it touches the ground it becomes muddy. Similarly, our mind is originally pure, but when we come to this world, due to bad association, mind gets many impurities. Like for example, some of you have experienced somebody has a postponing tendency or being inattentive, or somebody doesn't take initiative or getting irritated easily. In this way, there are many bad qualities we have acquired in this world by our associations. So these bad qualities are stored in the mind and they cause us trouble. But you can erase these bad qualities. Do you know that? Today we will be learning some mechanisms. How do you erase the unwanted qualities in you? Okay, let me ask you a question. How many of you have observed yourself? What type of person am I? Like that you have made an observation of yourself. Yes, raise your hand. Let us see. Have any of you observed about yourself? Yes, there are a few hands, about 10, 15 hands. You see. Thank you. So by observing yourself, you can know what I am good at and what I need to improve. We call it SWOT analysis. You know SWOT analysis? Strength, weakness, opportunity, threats. It's called SWOT. SWOT analysis. You can do a SWOT analysis of yourself. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What opportunities I have in this world which I can tap? And what are the threats? So these four things. So in the same manner you can observe what bad qualities, we call it as a room for improvement, we call it. See, this is exploitative mentality shown by Ravana here. And the service Seva Bhava is shown by Hanuman here. You can see the opposite mentalities. So when mind is impure, it has exploitative mentality like Ravan. When mind is pure, it has a Seva Bhava like Hanuman. As simple as this, it's not very difficult to understand. These three, as I told you, they make us lag in this world. And if these three impurities, which are like viruses in the hard disk of our mind, if you remove this, then the mind is free from all anxieties. See, the soul is like the operator sitting here in the computer. Computer is like our body, and CPU is our intelligence, and the hard disk is the mind, I told you, and then the servo motors are our senses. Is this example clear to you? Because you all use computers, therefore I have put this example for you. It's very easy to understand. Like for example, whatever I program in my mind, my hands and legs are accordingly going to move. In the microprocessor you write the program. Like that in the mind you are writing your programs. And then the hands, legs are going to move accordingly, the linear rotary movement. You see that. So if I write pure things in my mind, I will act purely. If I input impure things, I am going to act impurely. Here is another example given from Mundakopanishad, Kathopanishad also. You see here, there is a chariot, and there is a driver of chariot, and there is a passenger behind. So the horses are compared to senses, mind is compared to the ropes, and the driver is compared to intelligence, and you, the soul, is compared to the passenger. Can somebody seeing this picture explain to me what you can infer from this picture? We will send you the mic to you. Anybody can make an attempt? You raise your hand, mic will come to you. It's not very difficult. If you think a little bit, you can tell me what can you understand from this example, analogy. Anybody? Please raise the hand. Yeah. Yeah, what's your good name?
Divakar.
Yeah, Divakar. Go ahead.
The horses are compared to five senses, which are our five Gyanendriya.
Yes.
And mind means mind controls these senses.
Correct.
Means and intelligence who controls the mind.
Correct.
And in some sequence manner controls the senses. And the soul is the means actual means passenger who give instruction to intelligence accordingly controls the senses mind.
Correct. So in this world, if this is the way, like you rightly said that, if people act, then the chariot should go very smoothly, right? Is people's life going smoothly or not so smoothly in this world?
Not
And what is the reason for that? Can you guess?
intelligence is not strong enough to control mind.
Very good. Give him applause. Very good. Brilliant. Our intelligence is not strong enough to subdue the mind. You see, you can act by default or by design. For example, acting by default means you go for the lower things which are not good for you. Acting by design means you design what I will do, what I will not do. Like for example, say one of your friends is pulling you, come let's go for drinking or smoking. If you say no to him, that means you have acted with your intelligence. If you say, what can I do, my friends are pulling me, they are going for a boozing party, I will go with them. Then you have been dragged with them, you have gone to them. Then you have acted with the mind, weak mind. That means your intelligence is not strong enough to subdue those things which are not good for you. So